Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This Is Football. Welcome to another special edition show we've got planned for you guys today. Liverpool Football Club have been going absolutely mental in this summer transfer window. There's so much news to report on over these last 48/72 hours because it's been all encompassing with our midfield, and it's just been absolutely electric. Henderson, Fabinho, Lavia, some Caicedo stuff apparently. There are 100 different topics to speak about today, and it's all Liverpool Football Club related. Now, before we introduce the panel, everyone watching us right now or on the replay, because I know a whole lot of you guys like to watch this on the replay, please don't forget to slap the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single person watching us right now, please do like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. And let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Whatever topic we're speaking about, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Get involved because today's topic is a very important one. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment. And also, YouTube's telling me you're sharing the videos at record rate. So hit that share button as well. Share it on anything Mark Zuckerberg owns. Instagram, Threads, Facebook, WhatsApp. Share it on Elon Musk's stuff. Share it wherever. So love for the love, Habibis. Big up to you guys. The thumbnail was made by Vel. He decided to make my head 3/4 the size of the thumbnail for some reason, but big up to Vel anyway. So introducing today's panelists. First of all, the guy who's probably going to be fighting on my corner today. You know, he's got his hat in support of me. Actually, me and him kind of own the same old Liverpool shirt. My one is signed by Luis Garcia. I actually need to frame it and put it right here behind me. Joining us on the channel is the pilot of the FSG Out plane. The rumors are indeed correct. He was the guy that drove the plane himself over Anfield. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend, brother Kurdish. How you doing?
Hey, all good, my brother. It's really interesting because some of the DMs I receive, you think I was the pilot. It's just like, oh, I'm like, I didn't fly it. I didn't fly. I didn't even pay for it. I just contributed a little bit. But you know, it is what it is. We're here for it. We're here for it. It's good to be back. You can see the comment section. They want to fight between me and Ben, but listen, Ben needs some sympathy today. I think we need to pick him up a little bit. You know, he's never going to walk alone, and that we're not going to let him down. So. Hey, listen, it may not be the fight that we expected. It may be
And
more
Kurdish, you asked me to not bring you
hug.
on when it's therapy. See, this is a happy video for you and you're here. See? We made time for you. See?
There we go.
No, you have to tell the audience because last time you tried to crash it on me. Tell the audience now.
This is the first time I'm on prime time. I'm usually on the late night showing. This is the first time I've got the 6:30 showing. This is unbelievable.
Big up, man.
But yeah, big up, man. Good to be back, brother. Good to be back.
And speaking of being back on the channel, speaking of Jordan Henderson, he is the Jordan Henderson on the channel because he's ever present. You know, we don't really need his leadership or anything, but he's always here. You know, man's just here, innit? Blue tick on Twitter, not because he's famous or anything. It's because he paid £8 a month for that Twitter blue check. So make sure you go follow him on Twitter as well. And he's going to be joining us on the channel today to waffle for another 2 hours about wanting 15 kids as a replacement in our midfield. So joining us on the channel is football manager merchant, man like Tom Little. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. First things first, let's address the allegations. I do have a blue tick on Twitter, but that was paid for by my job. That was not paid for by me. I am not funding £8 to pay for the little blue tick on Elon Musk's app. Secondly, I have, in response to it, even though I won the debate yesterday, and people in the comments agree I won yesterday.
No, you didn't.
I have done research, so I have drawn up a short list of 2 players who I'm comfortable with who are older than 23. 2 players. So
Edson Alvarez is one of them.
He's one of them. Edson Alvarez is immense, and Florentino Luis is the other one. I like both of them. But yeah. Okay. Hello, Gary Paul, mate.
On his head top. on his head top right there. He thinks he took the W yesterday. Big up to Bilal, my bro.
Go through the chat.
For sending the first super chat on stream, he says, big up my favorite people. Big up to you, Bilal. Shout out to Bilal, Akhi, from Spaces. Big up to you, Habibi. Thank you for the super chat. This guy sent in the first super chat for the Jude Bellingham haircut video. So, you know, Bilal Loki is there to dunk on you when needed as well. Habibi Bilal. Shukran, Habibi. Shukran. Big up to you as well. And finally, last but not least, he made an appearance on the Curtis Jones video, and we discovered that we actually agree on a lot. It's just my delivery that I deliver like an asshole sometimes. Or maybe a lot of the time. I do
Every time.
First of all, you don't speak when it's the asshole topic because you ain't really the nicest one when it comes to all this
Wow,
topic. I've seen some of your reactions on the terrace. Don't sit up here and act like the nice guy. I've seen the shit you've said, Mr. Klopp out, Mr. I want Amarim, Mr. I want Xabi Alonso. Sit your ass down. As we introduce to the channel, Curtis Jones's biggest fanboy, and as I always introduce him, he is the toppest bottom red and the bottomest top red. Joining us on the channel, of course. You've seen us argue on Twitter. You've seen him on the Curtis Jones video. We had to bring him back. This right here is the Magnificent Four, the Four Musketeers. Man like Ben, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Just on the blue tick thing, don't know if you guys saw the news from Twitter today. If you have a blue tick, you have enough followers, and you get 5 million Twitter impressions a month, you can start to be paid from Twitter now. So I wouldn't be knocking anyone with a blue tick because we could start be making money soon. So
can't wait for the Don Husam 6 is going to get a blue tick in the next week.
He's going to have to reactivate his old account, mate. He ain't getting 5 million impressions on this account. I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
Look, make sure you guys go follow me on the new account. Let's get to 20k, Habibis. Yalla. Shut up, Tom. I'm thinking about the money. I'm happy over here. Big up, Tom. And big up to Liberty. All the way from Bulgaria, she says in the super chat. She says, happy birthday, Tom. You'll never walk alone. Make sure you're all wishing Tom a happy birthday. He turns 18 today. Finally, he's an adult.
I've gotten younger in a day. I've gotten a year younger in a
hip,
day.
hip. Hooray. Hey.
What is this?
Happy birthday, Tom Little. Make sure you're wishing him a happy birthday. Comment section. Big up to you, Liberty. Big up to Bilal. Big up everyone in the comment. There's already 250 people in here. We ain't even started yet. And
hold on, who's just called me the Alberto Moreno of the panel?
Wow.
What a weird comparison.
That is an insult right there. I like that insult. That's a good insult. I'm actually introduce you as the Alberto Moreno of the channel next time. So as I was saying, 250 people are here. Tom, can I segue us to start the show, Tom?
People know.
That's why you're Alberto Moreno. Bare own goals.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any more content from Husam. He's live later on, chatting shit about teams that are less relevant than Liverpool. Go follow his Twitter so we can get a blue tick, get some impressions, and do his spaces. And yeah, let's just get into this.
Okay, let's just get into it then. I want to start with Ben though, Tom, because you're too hyped for me. So Ben, I saw you message in the little chat we made with the Four Musketeers regarding the whole Henderson thing. I don't know if you've like completely changed your mind or something, but just talk me through the last 72 hours. Where's your headspace at with the whole Henderson thing?
I think if we did the show the night when it all came out, and then I think Ben Jacobs did his ridiculous exclusive saying that Henderson wasn't going anywhere, I would have been on here bantering you lot, telling you to hold that. I'm just happy that he's staying, really, because I love the guy. You know, I've always made it clear if he stays next season, I do want him to be phased out anyway. So I don't really care as long as that happens if he stays or goes in that sense. But I think when the news comes out, and then he initially, so they've said that they're coming in for him, which is fine. Like, people would disrespect him and say, oh, but what about the LGBT stuff? What about morals and whatever? But I've always said, unless you've had that money put in front of you, like, you can't judge another guy's decision. Like, if I had 700 grand put in front of me, I'm on that first plane. You know what I mean? So I didn't really have any problems with that. I wanted him to stay, but I always thought if he wants to go, then he can go. Absolutely fine. If he feels like his time at this club is up, then he can go do whatever. Nice little retirement package. But the reason why my sort of like attitude towards this whole thing has changed is he's asked to go. It's been well documented. There was a meeting between him and Klopp. He asked for the green light. Klopp gave him the green light. So that means both parties are aligned. They're both happy for this to happen. They're both happy for him to go. Everything's absolutely fine. Thank you for everything you've done, Henderson. Enjoy time in Saudi. But now there's a bit of sort of confusion about whether he is going to go because of the fee. We're hearing that this club can't actually pay a fee. That's why they wanted to get him for free. So where I'm at now is if he stays, and this is what I've been talking about today, then he loses a lot for me in terms of what his role is at the club. First of all, if he stays after this, he shouldn't be captain. I've made that perfectly clear. I think that should be taken off him because he's asked to leave. He's literally, gone to the manager and said, look, I want to go. I'm done here. Let me go and get this money. So from where I'm sat now, I've supported this guy. I've backed him from every single step. And let me just make this clear. If this does go through, then absolutely fine. I'll have not a bad word to say about him. My problem comes if this doesn't come through. He's back next season. He's, pushing for another move, whatever. And this whole thing just drags on. I just want this to happen now that we all know his intentions. He wants to go. Klopp is happy for him to go. I want to see it finalized. I want to see him get that package. I want to see him go and enjoy his last couple of years in Saudi. We can move on instead of him coming back, showing that he did want to leave, but sort of we've become his second choice now kind of thing. That doesn't really sit right with me. The captain and people, I'll finish on this before somebody else comes in. I've had a few people message me and reply to me, what about Steven Gerrard when he went to Chelsea? It was his decision to come back to the club. He was on his way to Chelsea. He said this before. He turned around in his car and thought, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing it. This isn't Henderson's choice to come back. If Henderson comes back, it's because the deal's collapsed. So it's not because he wants to be here. It's not because he's changed his mind. It's literally because this club couldn't pay a fee for him. So that's in a nutshell where I'm at. I'm sure we'll find out more as we go on. But yeah, I want to see this happen now. My mind's made up. I think it's right if he wants to go. It's his decision. Let him crack on.
Go ahead.
His mind is made up. No need to think it over. If he's wrong, then he's right. No need to think no further. Ben is done.
You're gonna get copyright. Mate.
We're doing Adele. We're doing Chasing Pavements. Ben, do you know what it is? I don't think it will happen. That's the first thing. I think it's.
Now you got to reveal a full story that you woke.
Tell the people what's happened to you today.
The maddest thing is I wasn't even joking. Look at what time I tweeted. 4:30. I don't dream often, by the way. But anyway, I dream. Jordan Henderson stays. Fabinho is sold. And it's because we were talking about it the night before on Spaces and so on. I woke up at 4:30. I spent the next 5 hours just thinking about it. And then people woke up at 9 o'clock on Twitter. I then spent the next 5 hours after that talking about it with people. I then spent the next 5 hours after that now coming to the conclusion that he's not leaving. And I'm okay with it. I'm not happy. There's no joy in my conclusion that Jordan Henderson stays at the club. But I think he stays. I think we forget how much influence he has in the media, Jordan Henderson. He's just not the Liverpool sweet boy. He's the English media sweet boy. So he can twist narratives very easily. And even if it's not that, I think he can just play the Gerrard card. I think he's got enough PR behind him where he can play it out and say a deal was agreed and I didn't want it. I changed my mind. A lot of people will end up believing that. But, make it clear, whatever happens, Jordan Henderson deserves some respect for what he's done. I know I take the piss a lot on Twitter, but that's a lot of agenda driven and just here and there. Jordan Henderson deserves a lot of respect. As I always say, I sit on the camp that we would have won more if we had somebody else in that position with more footballing qualities, but that's here or there. That doesn't matter. He deserves his respect.
This is Ibrahim, by the way.
He wants him out more than I do. But
But why don't you believe it though? That's what I don't get.
Do you know what?
Let me tell you something. Personal terms have been agreed already. So Henderson has got to give the go ahead. That's the thing.
That's cool. But my big thing is, and my parents always taught me this: if something seems too good to be true, it's usually too good to be true. It's too good to be true. It's too rational, and it's not happened quick enough. Usually when these things happen, it's done. It's the fee's been personal terms agreed, fees agreed. Klopp said yes, go. it's just felt a bit too many things have come out at too many here
it
and
needed
there.
to be done before they fly to Germany. To
I
me.
agree, and that's where I am, Ben. If they were serious, by 6:30 we would have known a fee has been agreed. So I am terrified.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think it's illogical at all. And I think the fact that he's publicly come out and like essentially said through the PR or media or whatever that he wants to move on, my logic is I think he's probably going to end up moving on anyway. It's not even necessarily Al Ettifaq. I think he might end up like at a lower Premier League club, maybe where he starts every week. I think that's a possibility. No one's talking about
that way, and I don't mean to shit on him. Like I say, respect for what he's done, but that way he can buy back some integrity. Because right now, the only reason he's going is for finance reasons. Everybody knows that. Everybody. If a Sunderland come in, hometown, or I don't know, a lower Premier League come in,
yeah, like a Palace, someone like that,
and he's guaranteed playing time. He's guaranteed playing time. That's the only way he saves some integrity. If he stays at Liverpool, he's lost all integrity. It's down the bin, and that. Listen, whatever you think of him, I don't think anybody expected him to stoop as low as he has done. So let's
even Ben's agreeing with me now. Will saying Ben turns.
I agree. I've been saying this all day, man.
Submission complete. Wow.
If this window ends and he's at Liverpool, fighting for a place in the first team squad next season, then it's an absolute disaster. And people will say, "Oh, his PR will spin it." His PR can't spin this one, in my opinion. Like,
I agree.
After the first one, when he tried to leave to go to PSG, fine, you can get away with it once, but like this one just feels different to me.
And my thing is like, by the way, is my camera on? Can you guys see me or not? Thank you, OBS. Anyway, my thing is as well, like when it comes to this whole Henderson leaving situation, the reason why me and Ben are in agreement, surprisingly, is because personal terms have to be agreed first before they even call Liverpool Football Club. So Henderson has effectively said yes to leaving Liverpool Football Club. This is the reality. Let's not live in delusion now. The guy said, I want to leave. He said he wants to leave Liverpool Football Club.
It's all speculation. You've not heard that, by the way.
No, but Kurdish, in transfers, you have to agree personal terms first.
No, I agree. And all the journalists have reported it. But there's actually no 100% certainty in any of this.
Paul
I
Joyce,
just want to put that out.
David Ornstein.
I get that. I respect that. But still, listen, tinfoil hat conspiracy,
No, but here's my thing, Kurdish. The reason why I'm saying this, logically speaking, it's not just the journalists. Remember what they said about the meeting with Klopp? The reduced minutes thing. I think Henderson doesn't want to play reduced minutes at Liverpool Football Club. That's my thing. I think he wants to actually play football, whether it be for money or for other reasons. I think he just wants to play football actively. And I don't think he's going to get that at Liverpool. And my thing is, this is the argument I always presented to like the audience, the people watching on spaces here, wherever. And I said, like, objectively speaking, let's push agendas to the side. You've got McAllister, you've got Szoboszlai, you've got Thiago, you've then got possibly Lavia if he comes in, Bajcetic and Jones, who are objectively, I didn't even mention Fabinho, objectively they're ahead of him in the pecking order. I'm being objective, no agendas, because I think even from Klopp's perspective, he would rather give the likes of Bajcetic and Jones and younger players time on the pitch so they could develop, become better players for us in the future than a regressed player. That's my thing. So would he accept being seventh choice? And from a business perspective as well, because I know Liverpool fans, we love to do from a business perspective. From a business perspective, is it smart to give the seventh choice midfielder 140 grand a week? That's 7 million a year for the next 2 years, 14 million. That's not smart business. We've got to be realistic as well with all of that. And Zlatan, I'm asking the same question. Is this really Kurdish or has he been kidnapped? Kurdish, blink twice if you're good. What's happening, Kurdish, today? I don't know why the hell, like, did you wear your tinfoil hat to the gym and come back like all sweaty and stuff? Like?
Yeah, tinfoil hat. Listen, I want to be positive on it. It's Jordan Henderson, man. Listen, it's Jordan Henderson. He can spin it if he wants. No, he's powerful, man. Look what he's done to me. He's broken me through these years. Look at me. I believe he can turn the whole media like that if he wants.
He's got you waking up in the middle of the night in cold
4:30, Tom. 4:30, and I can't even get back to sleep, my friend. I can't even get back to sleep.
What is this?
Big up Zlatan for the super chat, man. I agree with you, Danny, but I can't because I love Kurdish. Tom, are you in the same wavelength as Kurdish, or like, are you not having nightmares?
No, he's gone.
Thank God.
He's gone. Like, you just need to go look at what's happened. The man can't stay at the football club now. Too many bridges have been burnt. He's went to the manager and said, "I want to go." At that, we know what Jurgen Klopp's like. If a player isn't 100% committed, he's not going to play them. Therefore, he actually needs to go now to go do what he wants to do, which is getting the Euro squad. And the Hendo Gerrard comparisons just fall so incredibly flat for me because they're just, you've got to consider the circumstances that they're in. Like, Stevie was a player who was in his prime, 25, 26, had just won the Champions League for his boyhood club with a man of the match performance in that final. Then the club don't offer him a new deal. He's running low on a contract anyway. The club don't offer him a new deal. So he's thinking about moving to one of the best clubs in the world at the time in Chelsea, but arguably the best manager in the world in Mourinho. He then hands in a transfer request. He's informed that a contract offer will be made, retracts the transfer request, signs a new contract, and has the release clause removed. How is that in any shape, way, or form the same thing as throwing your toys out the pram because you're going to be 7th choice midfielder next season behind Bajcetic and Jones? So you're going for 500, 600 grand a week in Saudi Arabia. Whilst you're doing that, you're using journalists who, I found this out today. You know that Dominic King, is that his name? The one who's been like I don't know which journalist he is.
Zero integrity. Daily Mail.
Not even that. Kurdish. He wrote his autobiography. Dominic King wrote Jordan Henderson's autobiography.
Didn't you see me call him out today about his zero integrity? He is the worst.
He's literally worked on a project with Henderson. So they have, I don't know how much integrity you can take from that. There's just so much about it. Like, Steven Gerrard requested to leave because the club weren't showing winning intentions and they would treat him like garbage. Henderson's throwing straight out the pram because he's not going to get played next season. How is that the same thing? The manner in which this has went about has tarnished a lot of things. It's tarnished a lot of things. And the one part that I disagree with is, if he's not gone by tomorrow, he's not going to go. Does the same thing apply with transfers? Can we not sign anyone once we've flown out to Germany? Are we just stuck with the squad because we haven't got anyone else in? No, transfers can happen. In the same way that sales
I just feel,
happen.
Tom, when we go to Germany, I personally feel that's when everything's going to ramp up. That's when he's going to get what he wants.
Everything will ramp up.
Everythinging will ramp up,
but we can't control the market. We cannot control what happens in the market. So at the end of the day, if it takes Al Ettifaq or whoever in Saudi Arabia a week to submit an offer that the club find acceptable and Henderson still wants to go, the club will sell Jordan Henderson. It's not like, oh, you've hit a deadline, we're not going to sell him. I think that's what certain people need to get their head around. But the last thing I'm going to say is the Henderson PR today. I saw an absolutely hilarious thing on TalkSport of Dominic King himself going on to there and saying that if Jordan Henderson was to head to Saudi Arabia, he would be an agent for change within the country. And I would just like to sit there and go, I'm sure the man is going to go there with the best intentions. But one Geordie is not going to be able to change the way a country runs by substandardly kicking a football around for 500 grand a week.
So they think Hendo's going to make all these Saudi players wear rainbow laces and all of that. Is that what he's saying?
He ain't going to change that. And you know, it's funny you mentioned Gerrard. I just want to say one thing about the whole Gerrard thing. First of all, people keep going on about Henderson being disrespected. Even I saw Ben tweet a couple of whole Henderson disrespected. But people are going a lot in the other direction now. People are going over the top with the praise. I'm not saying you shouldn't praise the guy, but I'm seeing tweets like he's our best captain since Whelan. I'm like, absolutely not. First of all, Gerrard is the greatest or minimum second greatest player we've ever seen at this football club as a player and as a captain. Because it's much more difficult. I've always said this as a comparison. We all know about the animal kingdom. It's much more difficult leading a group of zebras through a crocodile-infested lake or swamp than it is to lead a group of lions. You think Gerrard wouldn't have been able to lead this team? He would have been able to lead this team with ease. Gerrard had to work with a lot less players and still was able to lead them and lead by example. And so many different players have already spoken about his leadership with England and with Liverpool Football Club. And you look at some of the stuff that some people are saying, which I do agree with. Henderson has to go over the top with all this leadership stuff to compensate for not being able to be that captain by ability. That's just reality. Reality of the matter is Gerrard was 95% of the time our best player. 95% of the time he's our best player. So he led by being the best player on the pitch actively, and he led by example. I don't like people going after Stevie G, you know. I really don't like that, because Stevie G is the greatest Premier League midfielder of all time. Like, let's cut the crap here. This is the guy, Mr. Liverpool Football Club. Because you know why I get rattled by this? I need locals and people in England and everyone like who isn't from outside the UK to understand something. Steven Gerrard is the reason why Liverpool Football Club have a global fan base. This is not a joke. This is a reality. Liverpool Football Club are massive outside of England because of Steven Gerrard. Ask the people. 99% of the people who watched Steven Gerrard is the reason why they're Liverpool fans. In Malaysia, when I lived there, in the Middle East, you know, in Jordan and in the UAE, everywhere I've been to, it's just about Stevie G. When I went on holiday to Istanbul, Stevie G there is like it's like a legend. It's like one of the myths that they tell their grandchildren as a story, you know. So like, let's not speak about someone of Stevie G's stature just to prop up Henderson. Let's like pop the brakes a little bit, you know.
I agree with this, and look, I've never made that comparison, and to be fair, I've not seen many, but you probably see more people on Twitter than me. But yeah, I think that is dumb. You know, Gerrard is the best player I've seen at the club, and probably the best there ever will be. Obviously, I always plug this when I can. There's a picture of me and Stevie when I met him. It was the best moment of my life. If I ever met Jordan Henderson, I would not be as starstruck, even close to as what I was on that moment. Like, I've never been so nervous to speak to a person in my life, and like, I don't think any other player will get me like that. But what I will say is, there has been a lot of disrespect and a lot of, I'm not saying from you guys, a lot of abuse and, you know, party spaces, which probably was you guys. I was probably Kurdish leading those, and that is the stuff I don't agree with myself. You know,
there's done 3 separate pre-drink spaces. Every single time there was positive news, he was booting one up.
If Hendo does leave the club, then I would like to think on that moment, everybody will, okay, fine, he's gone now. Let's thank him for what he's done. Let's thank him for leading us, because at the end of the day, we know he wasn't a top 5, 6 player when we've won these trophies, but at the end of the day, he has been the captain. He has had the armband. He has been a big voice behind the scenes. So for that, he does deserve credit. But yeah, I think obviously there's been a lot of back and forth between different camps as to whether you like Henderson, whether you don't like Henderson. But yeah, the whole Gerrard thing, there's no comparison. There's never been a better captain in my lifetime than Stevie. The next one that I want to be Trent. Maybe he won't run him close, but he can give it a good go. But yeah.
There's no way we agree on 3 from 3 takes already, because I want Trent to be the captain as well. But hold tight on that thought a little bit, because I do want to speak about it. Let me just run through these super chats. There's 4 super chats I'm going to address. Before I do that, big up to everyone watching us. 400 people are watching us right now. Prime time television, as Kurdish referred to it. Make sure you're all slapping the like button. Make sure you're all subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single person right now, please do slap that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Big up to Chombe, Sidi, Felipe, Sean, Zlatan, Will, Liberty, and Bilal for the super chats. Big up to you all. Make sure you're all liking, make sure you're all subscribing. Sean says, I think this is what Tom Little was replying to earlier on. It's simple. If he is on the plane to Germany tomorrow, he is staying. Sean, I hear the logic, but I don't think that's necessary though. Like, is it necessary? He could still leave even if he went to Germany.
We've had players leave mid-training camp. We've had players brought in mid-training camp before. Gini Wijnaldum came in at the back end of our training camp in 2017. We sold players in the middle of training camps. It happens.
Do you think their idea is logical, though? They're saying essentially if he doesn't go Germany, he's gone.
If he doesn't go Germany, he's gone, yeah, because otherwise he'd go Germany. I'm still saying that if he does go Germany, it doesn't mean he's not going to go.
I hear Sean's logic, but I agree with Tom. I don't think it's necessary. But I would, like, if he is on the plane to Germany, maybe I'd be like, and it's the same applies to Fabinho, who we're going to touch on now in a second. Bilal says, Kurdish, my Arab sources are telling me he's learning Arabic from the same dude who's teaching Stevie G. I can't lie, Stevie G talking Arabic is some of the funniest shit I've seen.
Have you not seen that video of Stevie G in training yesterday?
I saw it. It was so painful. But you know, the thing is, you know what shocked me? even if they didn't speak English, 1-2 is a global football language. Like, I know what 1-2 is even before learning English. Like 1-2, you know, everyone knows it.
The cut off is brilliant because I can tell when a Scouser's going to rip into someone, and the cut off, you can tell he's been cut off right before he's went, what the fuck are you doing? Move. Like, you can just tell.
Communication.
Yes.
Did you see in the middle of it where he's like, do you want it then? Go on then. And the guy's just not responsive.
It's the guy.
Big up Stevie G, man.
The guy stood next to him going,
This is why I want El Capitan to sort this mess out.
Yeah, 100%. And El Capitan should head to the best El Capitan, so you know he can help about. Big up to you, Bilal. Shukran, Habibi. Felipe, who is a Bayern Munich / Newcastle fan, says Kurdish loves Nunez, not Salah. It's always the Nunez fanboys. Nah, big up Kurdish. You're free from Hendo. LFC two midfielders and they'll win the title. No, you don't love Salah. Do not lie to the people.
Just because I said I prefer Mane doesn't mean I don't love Salah.
Mane merchant over here. Sit your ass down. Speaking of Saudi, he's heading to Saudi as well, by the way.
With Hendo, maybe.
Oh, that's his level. Crazy. Big up to you, Felipe. Thanks so much for the super chat. You know, Felipe, I just want to give Felipe some prop. Felipe is a Bayern and a Newcastle fan who's actively been doing Salah prop every single video Kurdish is on, just to go like, Kurdish, I got the Mane guy, and I know who the real deal is after watching him for 38 games. Big up to you.
Yeah, but he didn't like Mane anyway before he signed him after what he did to them at their own stadium. So.
100%. Big up Mane, man. Liverpool legend. Big up to him. Hold your horse. I support Liverpool before Gerrard. Yeah, but Chombe, with all due respect, you're from an older generation. And you were UK based when you lived in England when that happened. But millennials, people who were born in the 90s and the 2000s, bro, the reason 99% of Liverpool fans support Liverpool is Stevie G. Words of Kurdish and his relatives who ride the donkey. It's all about the Champions League. You need to understand, players get famous in the Champions League. Like Stevie G, before he won the Champions League, was nowhere near as big. But as soon as 05 happened, expansion directly to across the universe. Sidi is talking about Fabinho, who we're going to mention now in the next kind of segment. He says Fabinho's move is more disruptive from a footballing standpoint. Lavia won't cut it as a replacement to be a starter. Henderson move is more noisy. I think Lavia would definitely be a starter for us currently if Fabinho leaves. If Fabinho leaves, I think he'd be a starter. If not, then he's got the opportunity to learn under one of the best DMs
Fabinho's gone. You need
before we go there,
you just need to stop saying if Fabinho's gone.
Wait, before we go there, can we just touch on one thing as well? A lot of people are, and I want him to leave so bad that I'm going to defend him. So, Jordan Henderson, a lot of people are calling him out on his hypocrisy and it doesn't align with his morals and all these things. Stop. Nonsense. There are many people on this planet that move locations and live in a place and are respectful of the culture and are respectful of their conditions and whatever morals and ethics they have, and still have their own morals that they believe. That's very normal. So you see it in Saudi, you see a lot of British people, not in Saudi, in Dubai. They go to Dubai and they understand the laws there and they abide. You see in the UK, you have a huge Muslim population that have their own certain ethnics and morals, but they still respect everyone alongside them without moving their own. So just because Jordan Henderson's moving to Saudi doesn't mean that he's given up his whole morals and he's throwing away any value he had. Yes, there is an element of it. He could be doing that. But actually what it is there's a life-changing money for him and his family. He's going to a place. He's still got his own morals. He's still got what he believes in. He just respects where he is in his environment. Loads of people move location for work. It's very normal. And that should really be noted, because I understand he's getting a lot of stick for the hypocrisy, and I can understand why. But just because he's moving somewhere that doesn't align with his own personal morals doesn't change him. A lot of people live like that. A lot of people work in different locations than in the ones that they're raised in. So make that clear.
That's what I meant earlier, Kurdish, when I said, like, unless you've had that money put in front of your face, you can't. How can you judge a man? I'm probably the same. Like I agree with a lot of stuff that Henderson stands for. I'd move there tomorrow if they're putting that money in front of me. Like for 2 years, you can go and make ridiculous money to secure your whole family tree for the rest of time. Of course, I'm doing it. Like no. It
doesn't mean you let go of your values, Ben. It doesn't mean you let go of your values. You know, it just means, like you say, you respect where you are because you're not as loud about your values, maybe. but it doesn't mean you should completely strip yourself off them. And I don't usually defend Jordan Henderson. Maybe it's because I want him to leave so much. But there we go.
It's crazy, this stream. Ben has said he's done with Henderson. Kurdish doesn't believe it, and he's defending him.
He's
The
doing
opposite
Curtis
of
Jones
what I
prop
thought
next
was going to
season as
happen
well.
is happening. The opposite of what I thought was going to happen is happening. But you know, this is why we love This Is Football. Slap the like button, subscribe. Before we get to Sidi's super chat, big up to you, Sidi. We're going to talk about Fabinho now. 450 people here. 200 likes. Yalla. 200 likes. Like the video, subscribe. Fabinho. I know me and Kurdish are in agreement. Tom is in disagreement. This is why Ben's here as the equalizer. I want to see where his head is at for this whole Fabinho situation. Do you want Fabinho to leave? Do you think he's going to leave? What's your thoughts on the whole Fabinho situation?
For the price, we're never going to see that money again for Fabinho. If we could get between 40 and 50, then I would sell. But the thing is that I've said, I think I was on a stream or space, I can't remember what it was with Tom yesterday. Actually, it was a stream. I made it clear that if we lose both of them, then I don't want to see Lavia and another young player come in. I need to see a young player such as Lavia and then somebody sort of mid-20s come in.
Me and Ben agree again. What the fuck? We agree again. Tom,
because
on your head, Tom.
And me too.
And Tom, by the way, I said yesterday before I even knew Husam's opinion, so we're not ganging up. This is
I'm not having Hussam try and sit there and celebrate it, because Hussam's whole argument was, oh no, I need top level experience, and then gave me João Palhinha, who's played less Premier League games than Caicedo.
I was just giving you examples, Tom. Let Ben speak.
The other one was Sofian Amrabat. Come on, I need better examples.
But I'm saying about that age range, Tom. Tom, you want 20-year-old kids. Let Ben speak. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, because when I look at that, if we lose those two, you've got Thiago, we've got McAllister, we've got Szoboszlai, we've got Stefan, we've got Jones, we've got Elliott. We all know, look, we're not idiots. We know Thiago is going to be fit for not a huge portion of the season. Based on history, like that would tell us that we'll have Thiago for 20 odd games next season. So if he goes, then where is the leadership and where is the experience? And I know what Tom's going to say. We're in the Europa League next season. Great, but we've only got 2 years left under Klopp. We've only got 2 more chances at winning a league title. So I would rather see it next season rather than see another transition season. And look, I still think if the right player, say the combination was Lavia and Caicedo, it's not going to be, but say it was, I would be happy with that, because Caicedo is just a complete different level to somebody else. But say it was Lavia and, like, I don't know, a Ryan Gravenberch or who else have we been linked with that's kind of young? A Kone. Then I'm thinking, I'm not sure about that. I'd rather get somebody in that. I'm not saying that's washed, but somebody that's done it. And Tom's going to ask for names. I don't know who that is. That's not my job to find the names. That is the club's job.
I found names. Even though I don't need to, I found names. I've found names that I think are good enough. Edson Alvarez is literally the metrics that people like for Tchouaméni. Edson Alvarez is in a category of his own for these sort of things. He doesn't fit on the grass.
Somewhere though.
West Ham want him, which is why I'm saying if Liverpool just decide to walk in and go, it's the Liverpool Football Club, who's he going to choose to play with? Jarrod Bowen or Mo Salah? Come on. The other one's Florentino Luis, but I don't know about how much he's going to cost. I've heard 2 things. He's either going to be 40 million or 105 million, and I've heard no in between. So if he's the second one, then we'll stay away. But for me, I just look at it and go, like, I'm very passionate on the Caicedo point. I struggle to see that how Caicedo's worth double Lavia, because in my eyes he isn't.
How much are you paying to get Bruno G out of Nottingham? Newcastle, sorry.
The only reason he'd be in Nottingham is if he's in prison. But to get him out of Newcastle, I'd pay I'd pay Caicedo money to get Bruno G out of Newcastle, but I don't think Bruno G is going to go out of Newcastle. That's the issue.
Funny, as soon as I said to someone in the comments, that to me, why do you not think if you go with 110 and matches wages, he doesn't move?
Yes, we probably could do that, but then I don't see us matching 110.
But if you're spending 90 to 100 on Caicedo,
because I don't think we're going to spend 90 to 100 on Caicedo either.
but everyone tells me we're going to sell Fabinho and Henderson and use that money to get Caicedo.
Look, I don't see Caicedo happening. I really don't. I think Chelsea have done too much groundwork in this deal for him to not go there now. I think what would happen is they've tried to get a different fee for it. The moment we go in with one, they go, "Oh shit, there's your money. Get him in the door," because we don't want anyone else trying to, nick him off.
Tom, we could take anyone's players except City. I'm gonna be honest with you. The problem is just the money. It's not the allure or
Exactly.
the pull. Don't. No, but
I'm not saying it's the law. I'm not saying it's the allure or the pull. I'm saying it's the
money.
It's the money. Yes,
yeah, I agree.
We're not going to pay a better fee than Chelsea because Chelsea will just pay it all up front if we try and swoop in, and Chelsea will pay him more money. So it's not going to happen.
Rice would choose us over Liverpool, over Arsenal. Sorry, I'd go as far as saying that's just about the money, though. That's the problem.
Just because we're potentially losing two players that are combined 50, 60 million, we're still not going to spend close to 101 players. Still going to be the same sort of principle, 30, 40, 50 million max. Because we still need a centre back. We already needed at least one more midfielder before these two are potentially leaving. So we need more players coming in. We're only getting 50, 60 million, which in today's market doesn't get you very far anyway. So I don't see why people do think we can get Colwill, we can get Caicedo. It doesn't really make much sense to me.
And that's why you keep Fabinho.
And sorry, Carlos, let me just say one quick thing. There's no better place than the Four Musketeers to reveal this. Today I found out that the whole Chouameni stuff is real, but let me just give you the reality of the situation, right? This is the reality. Just chill. Chill. Everyone relax, because I don't want someone to say, "Oh my God, Husam said we're going to get Chouameni." I never said that. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation. The reality situation is it depends on the whole Real Madrid money thing, because according to the FFP thing, I think they're going to have to make somewhere between 110 million, something like that. So Madrid could be forced to sell, But what you guys need to understand is with the Chouameni situation, it's all about Madrid wanting to sell and them giving us a realistic price. If Chouameni is to go for 80 million, 75, we'd buy him. And like 90, 100, that's in the range where we can't afford him. And the second thing is, it depends on the whole FFP thing with Real Madrid. So Chouameni's not done. We're not signing Chouameni, but the whole interest in him continues to be real as we are monitoring FC. And let me tell you another thing. Today, I asked, look, Henderson and Fabinho are going. Let's say for the sake of argument, Lavia is coming, or not for the sake of argument. I do think Lavia is going to end up coming. So let's say Lavia comes in. So now we're looking at the second guy that's going to come in. So the second guy that's going to come in, I think the club themselves have not decided as who. Because from the club's perspective, the reason why they want to sign another midfielder is because we let go of 6 midfielders. Henderson, Fabinho, Keita, Ox, Milner, and who's the 6th? There's a 6th guy we let go of. I have no idea who he is.
Don't even try and include Leighton Clarkson in that 6.
No, okay, then it's 5. My bad. So we've let go of 5 midfielders, so we can't just get 3, and I think we're probably going to go with 4. But the club themselves do not know who they're going to get yet, because as I heard, the club themselves were shocked with this whole Fabinho and Henderson thing. It came out of quote-unquote nowhere, and they didn't expect it. So that's the whole situation with our midfield. So I do expect us to sign 2 more.
I love how you describe that Chouameni situation, because I could just apply that to most things in my life. I'm monitoring the future of Zendaya, but right now she's in a better situation. She's got more money. If the situation changes,
Tom,
maybe I could swoop in. Maybe if she lowers the standards,
Tom, that's not Chouameni. That's Mbappe. Tom, that's not Chouameni. Why are you acting like Chouameni's Mbappe level? Well, he's not.
She likes skinny white boys anyway, Tom. You got a chance.
Because guess what? They're not going to get rid.
Bars, Kurdish.
They're not going to get rid of Chouameni, and certainly not for a loss.
Oh my God, this guy just doesn't get it. Tom, I'm
it.
saying,
Husam, I watched Barcelona spend an entire summer in FFP hell.
See? There you go.
No, because you're going to sit there.
If they are forced to sell by FFP, that's the only way it's going to happen. Okay, and you need to stop acting like Chouameni's fucking Mbappe or the best player on earth. He's a guy who doesn't even start.
Chouameni, man. Let's stop this.
Guess what? No, he's not Real Madrid's best player. FFP point falls flat. I sat there last summer and watched FC Barcelona every single day be £400 million in FFP, £300 million reaching FFP, and then it's just levers. The Spanish clubs just have levers that they pull. They just pull levers out of their arse, and then all of a sudden there's 150 million.
Okay, Tom, it's not gonna happen. Can we move on now? Happy?
Thank you.
Okay.
Be delusion in the fan base.
Can I just touch on
It's
what
no
Ben
delusion.
said
I'm
earlier?
just saying there is a possibility, bro.
Well
This
done.
guy, it's not a probability. I always tell my guys who watch me, they know there's possibilities and then there's probabilities. Lavia is a probability. He's probably gonna end up at Liverpool. Chouamani is a possibility. It's an option, but never. Earlier on, you and Ben both agreed never to say never in the transfer market. What makes you think that, what if Ancelotti meets Chouamani and go like, now that we've signed Jude, I don't see you starting in this team. Then what? You think he's just going to sit around like, yeah,
I know I'm not hearing Jude's going to stop Chouamani from playing when they play in different positions. That'd be like us signing. That'd be like us signing Szoboszlai and telling Fabinho, no, you're not going to play. Why would
it cannot be just me who sometimes just wants to RKO Tom through a table.
This is like when your parents argue and you're just sitting there, just like in the middle of them.
But Tom's the annoying auntie. That's who he is.
Just on what Ben said. Just on what Ben talked about, how 50 million doesn't get you much enough in the market and all these things, and that's the exact reason you don't sell Fabinho. That's the exact reason you don't sell Fabinho. It's not just that the 40 million is great. Yeah, that's fine. But it doesn't buy you a quality of Fabinho. People forget up until last year, Fabinho was top 3 DMs in the world, year on year. Top 3 DMs. He's had one bad season where you could say the whole system has been out of shape. And we're supposed to say, oh yeah, 40 million is a great deal. I'm telling you, Fabinho has one good season last year. He's 80 mil again all of a sudden. Casemiro was 70 mil last year. And I'm not saying we should be asking these fees, but I just think we forget the quality of our players because they had one bad year last year. These players are top level. Even Jordan Henderson, I hate to say, 10 mil. It's a good deal. Take it. And I think with Fabinho, the problem you have in losing Fabinho is you won't have enough money for someone of that level to come in. They just won't.
The thing I see is getting more than 40 for Fabinho, if I'm being honest. I don't know how much more. I don't think it's like 60, 70, but I do see us getting more than 40. But then the 6 market is so weird this summer. The 6s that have a reputation and have standing in the game are 100 million. And then you've got the middle class.
You don't even want a 6,
ones.
by the way.
Romeo Lavia's a 6.
Kone and Thuram are not 6s. We were going to get Lavia anyway. Don't try to be a smart ass.
Kone can play the 6. And
Kone, I think, would be a 6 for us.
Guess what? I can also now throw in the name of Edson Alvarez. I'll take Edson Alvarez to play in the 6.
Oh, so suddenly you want someone of 8. Crazy.
Because he can tackle and he can pass, which is all I need my DMs to do.
I wouldn't sell Fabinho personally.
Why are we doing? This is the issue that we're just going to keep doing up to ourselves. What about next season if this Fabinho blip wasn't a blip and it was an actual, issues, and next season you're getting on his back because he's not performing, he's not playing well.
You'd always find a buyer.
Then what if we can also
get rid of Jan? Get rid of Jan.
We can also say what if McAllister and Szoboszlai get the best out of him again?
Facts.
But then again, you
give him 6 months.
You kick the can down the road.
But we did that, and we did that already. This is the thing, Tom.
We've done that already, and it hasn't worked. We've done that already, and it's left us in this situation where we need 4 midfielders.
We have to go deeper in the trenches before we're out, and that's okay. For me, it's just finding that quality to replace, and I don't think you find it for 50 million on the market. I don't think there is any, but on his day, there isn't any DM that's as good as Fabinho for 50 million right now. That's just my thing, man.
We've got the Fabinho 3 years ago, I agree. The Fabinho 3 years ago, I don't think there's a DM on the market for 100
Why are you going all the way 3 years ago?
Because I don't think we've got that same Fabinho anymore.
Last summer he was
That's
good.
True.
Just last summer.
No, I even think the season when we went for the quad, I think there was still a bit of regression.
I think the back end of that season, you started to see signs that he was struggling. I think
the whole team, the whole team was.
No, but the difference is with Fabinho, we put him into the mud more than anyone else in this squad. We've put here. If you want to talk about going into the trenches, Fabinho was near the core of the earth in terms of what he's had to do since he's joined. He's done DM, he's done centre mid, he's had to do centre back. And bearing in mind, at the top level of football, the difference between playing DM and centre back is so much different on the body. Our club does entire pre-season strategies around what position you're going to play. making sure that the muscles required for that position are in good shape. And then Fabinho had to do an entire season playing in a separate position. Like all these things, I think what was that? What was that graph that we saw?
Who's getting cooked by the comments now, Tom? Or are you choosing to ignore that? No. Read it out. Read it out. Go on.
Why Benjamin Button? So Edson Alvarez, he says you can re-sign Hendo and do a better job. Right, Kurdish, do you believe Jordan Henderson is better midfielder than Edson Alvarez?
No, I really like Edson Alvarez. That's right, Tom.
Ben, do you believe Edson Alvarez is better than Jordan Henderson?
Very good.
I've probably seen Edson Alvarez play 3 or 4 times. I've seen a graph that Evan made, and now everyone wants Edson Alvarez.
And Husam, do you think Jordan Henderson's better than Edson Alvarez?
Because I support my super chatters, yes. Big up Zlatan, man. That's a fantastic idea. And I love the fact you call him Benjamin Button as well. Keep the Tom insults coming, guys. That's what keeps the channel going. Big up to you guys, man. So here's my thing, Tom.
Husam. Sorry, can I just say, because the comment before that said, this guy is chatting nonsense. Can you name me? Can you name me? There's no better DM than Fabinho
This
for
one?
50 mil. Yeah. So can I just ask, is there in world football right now, can you name me the DMs that cost 50 mil or less?
50 mil?
Yeah, 50 mil or less. Latvia.
Yeah,
he's not better than
DM
Fabinho.
market stinks.
So let's do it. Latvia, he's not better than Fabinho.
Currently, no.
No, okay. So who else you're bringing me? Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher's not a DM.
Stop.
Florentino.
Amrabat, probably.
Amrabat, he's not better than Fabinho. Let's.
I can't lie. Amrabat is an asshole, though. I love assholes.
Florentino.
He's not better than Fabinho. Is he better
I love
than
people
Fabinho,
who just tackle
Ben?
the crap out of people. Like I just love that.
I can't read it. Riavinte FC said.
Yeah, Lavia is the name I'm getting, but he's not right now. He's not better than Fabinho.
I can't lie. Kurdish is definitely not stiffing glue. He was stiffing glue for the Henderson.
What are we talking about? Fabinho is a Champions League and Premier League winner. That alone is 30 million. Come on, don't take me for a
but then Kurdish, you've now shot yourself in the foot with your whole Casemiro point earlier, because Casemiro won by 6 Champions Leagues,
and he was 70 mil, Tom. And he was 70 mil.
Yeah, so... and he had and he had a reputation and had a good season beforehand.
One bad season doesn't define a player.
It doesn't define a player. It doesn't define a player.
It defines him.
It doesn't define a player, but it defines his value.
Listen. I think you're not finding me a replacement of his quality at 50 million.
Did Tom just say a bad season defines his value? That's such BS.
Is it right?
Okay. A bad season doesn't define a player's value. What the hell? Hey, Mo Salah's had a bad season this year. How much are you selling him for? 50 mil?
A bad season. Oh my God, are we seriously doing it? I'm not saying bad season by their standards, I'm saying bad season by overall standards. You cannot sit there and stone-faced tell me Mo Salah's had a bad season by standards.
Tom's having a howler today. And speaking
you're
of
the
howler,
one who just said Mo Salah had a bad season. Who had
the troll is back. By his standards, absolutely. Absolutely, by his standards, it's a bad season.
Okay, that's fine. But Mo Salah's bad season is still the standards of the best right winger in the league. Best right winger in the world.
Why are you arguing this to me like I don't agree with you?
Because you're the one who's just come out with that statement.
See, now he becomes Vegeta. His face becomes red. He starts imploding right here, right now. Nico Gonzalez is better than Fabinho. Messi FC, you and Selection need to get on a stream, and I just want to slap the shit out of you both. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you both are just so edgy for no reason. Who the fuck is Nico Gonzalez to begin with? Like that's the question.
Barca player.
Did you just name some random guy? Did you just name some random guy? You know, unbelievable. Funny how people are doing 180 degrees on Fabinho. Legs are gone. 40 million is a win-win situation for all parties. This is Schumit from Twitter. Big up to you, Schumit. Thank you for the super chat, my brother. Here's my thing. This goes down to one foundational argument. Ben, by the way, just out of curiosity, do you think we can win the league next season?
Yeah.
We agree again. I think the whole thing with this whole Fabinho stuff is, if you believe Liverpool Football Club can win the league next season, you'd want to keep him. That's my thing, because Tom, you know what Tom's doing? Tom's doing this whole rebuild thing. So because he's doing this whole rebuild thing, he just wants to get 5 kids in there, and he wants to win the league 2 years from now. I want to win the league this season, and that's why I want to keep Fabinho. I'm not doing an 180 degrees on him. I don't think we're ever gonna have a time in which there are no suitors for Fabinho. You're always gonna find someone who's gonna want Fabinho, and even if we sell him for 25 M's next season, I'd still be okay with that if we won the league. I wouldn't mind that. So no one wants to say
Wait, if
anything?
we win the league, if we win the league next season, I'd sell. There's like 3 players that I wouldn't want to sell. Anyone else, I don't mind. If we won the league next season, see you later. You know what I mean? There's 3 players: Alisson, Trent, Salah.
Van Dijk?
They're untouchable. Van Dijk, pros.
Poor Dominic Szoboszlai's being fucked off after the year.
No, but what I'm saying is like these guys are untouchable. Like these guys are the legends. So you know what I mean? Like anyone else, like Szoboszlai, if he has an incredible season, he could go into that category. Man, he's like 30.
Virgil's the captain. If Hendo leaves, Virgil is the captain.
Oh no, wait, Kurdish, do you want Virgil van Dijk to be captain?
The Holland fans have had a lot to say about that, by the way.
Yeah, I don't care about the Holland fans. Like Virgil van Dijk. Listen.
Before we discuss that, Kurdish, because I do want to discuss who the captain is. With this whole Fabinho thing, like, I think people are just kind of looking at it from a business perspective. The people who are saying yes to the deal. I'm not looking at it business-wise. I want to win.
Even business-wise, Husam, it doesn't make sense because you can't name me a player of his quality that you're bringing in for 50 million. So unless you are adding another 50 million to that, which we know the owners are not going to do, if you're not bringing me a player on the same level, what are we doing?
No, but then it goes back to the point of, yes, based on what we've seen on Fabinho as a whole, yes, there isn't a DM on the market for 50 million who's better. But if you are asking me to find a DM on the market who's better than the Fabinho I saw last season,
would you take him, Tom?
Not a chance.
Not a chance. I was thinking about that earlier. That's
the Ghanaian Naby Keita. So I'm shocked Ben hasn't won.
How dare you insult Thomas Partey like that? Chill out. Man said Naby Keita.
Right.
Let me say something as well. Hang on a sec. Naby Keita is not a vile human being. Let's just say that, but carry on.
Yo, chill out. I don't want to go there.
The rumours may disagree, Ben.
Thomas Partey, just
some of the stories,
everything that we questioned Thiago about, everything that we've moaned at Thiago about not being available for big games, that is Thomas Partey's prime moments at Arsenal, not being available for the big games when it matters.
And being shit in them when he plays as well.
Exactly. Why would I want
No, you know what? Messi FC, I'm not taking Partey, we'll be honest. I don't know, man. But I just wouldn't sell Fabinho. I just keep Fabinho to begin with. I just keep Fabinho. I think Fabinho, Thiago, you get your experience. Lavia, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Jones, Bacetich, that's a midfield right there. I think that's a midfield to win you the league.
Said Sangare from PSV. I swear he's going Nottingham Forest.
Is this 2018?
Wasn't
Sangare like... Wasn't like Sangare the name on everyone's mouth like 3 years ago?
They don't even give him FIFA cards anymore. You used to get little FIFA cards in fantasy. Which one was it, Tom?
Do you know what's stupid? He used to play. We've been linked with Sangare since his Toulouse days. His Toulouse days. And now he's going. You know what else is going for us though?
Partey Lavia combo. It makes sense. On paper, it probably does. On paper,
makes sense. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I can't wait for 10 games a season where Thomas Partey is hitting long shots over the bar. Be like having Dejan Lovren back again. Honest to God.
Wow. We're being that harsh on Partey.
No,
Lobotka. I think Napoli are a difficult club to deal with. Them and Lyon are 2 difficult clubs to deal with. Verratti, we've already got a better version of Verratti, and they're both injury prone. So let's not even go there. So let's just chill out with the whole Verratti thing. So anyway, final segment. I want to talk about moving forward. What's going to happen to this club? Who you want to be captain? Stuff like that. So just finally, quickly, Kurdish, would you sell Fabinho?
Absolutely not.
Ben, would you sell Fabinho?
Depends who the replacement is.
If you had to give me a yes or no.
I would, yeah.
Okay. Tom would obviously sell him.
Let's not get behind the lads, Ben.
This is a good shout, but I don't think he's an out-and-out DM like that. He's a good player, but I don't think he's a DM like that.
It's a very good shout.
Very good player. And of course, selection. Here comes the fucking football manager merchant. Mohamed Kamara better than current Fabinho. I'd sell Fabinho for Tyler Adams. Oh. This guy has been wanting this Leeds American merchant. This
soccer merchants, man.
Tyler Adams would be my Lavia alternative. He's a very good player with a big potential.
Tyler Adams can play. Tyler Adams can do the inverted wing back role as well.
Tyler Adams
you'll be saying
is
Weston
a player
McKennie
with bags full of
No,
potential.
West Ham Kenny bottled it at Leeds. Tyler Adams was actually all right at Leeds.
Tyler Adams has got a lot
Get
of
Kurdish
potential,
away from
man.
me, please.
I'm telling you. If you don't get Lavia,
I wouldn't take
he's
Tyler
your
Adams.
alternative.
I wouldn't take Tyler Adams even if he weren't replacing anyone. I wouldn't take him full stop.
He's a good young prospect.
He is so mid and injury prone as well.
He's still a baby.
And he's injury prone as a baby.
He's older than Curtis Jones.
Yeah, but he's done a lot more than Curtis Jones.
But then he's not a baby then. You can't be a baby and also
I didn't know he was 23. I thought he was a lot younger. I did think he was a lot younger. I did think he was a lot younger. I did.
No,
I did
Tyler Adams, he's not. Don't mean I'm not sitting there going, "Oh my god, get Tyler Adams in." I'm sitting there going, back against the wall. I need someone through the door. Give me Tyler Adams for 15 million. He can cover some positions.
So Tyler Adams is your Arthur Melo, basically.
He's actually 24, by the way.
Oh, 24. Okay, this should get worse for you.
He looks about 10. Have you seen him? He looks about 10.
I'm not taking Tyler.
I had him as my project alternative, but at that age, he's not a project.
I'm taking Tyler Adams full stop. I don't give a fuck who's replacing. I'm not taking him full stop at Liverpool Football Club. I don't think he's good enough, bro. What is this? Kurdish, what's happening to you this stream, akhi?
Bro, I forgot.
Akhi, Husam Kurdish must be having super blue sniff.
I didn't know he was 24. I was impressed with the play. I didn't realize how old he was. Bloody Nora.
Would you actually
I did that with... No, I had him as a young project. If he was 19, 20, I would have. That's where I was with it.
So you just said no based on age?
Yeah. At 24, he's not a project. I expect him to be ready, bro. At 24, you're not a project. You're not a project anymore.
I wouldn't take Tyler to begin with. I don't get what the hype is.
As a project, if he was a 20-year-old,
okay, but he's injury prone. He's just a good passer, I'd say. The rest he's just okay at. I wouldn't say he has any special traits or anything.
FIFA would indicate otherwise.
No, that's why I don't play FIFA. Hold that. Big up to you, Blatter. We've got a crazy take here from Messi FC. Convert Jones to a DM like the Euros. Chubby region.
Tell you what, Messi FC, that might be the best £1.99 super chat you've done because there's actually some sense of logic behind it.
Why would you do that? I was itching my hair. What are you doing that for?
No, you have to address this. Go on. Address it.
Nothing to address, my brother.
Oh, nothing to address. You don't think
the only issue would be which one of Trent or Jones stays back because I don't like they're gonna both want to go.
It's from Messi FC, Husam. You know his job is just to try and wind you or somebody on the channel up. That's all he does, and he pays to do it. That's the craziest thing.
Oh my God! After the Tyler Adams comment, Ian Doyle, Greta. Oh, that's
listen, it was a howler. I apologize. Okay. That's the difference between me and Ian Doyle. I have the humility to come out and say I apologize. I got it terribly wrong. That's the difference between us.
Big up to you, well, man. That's a great super chat. I can't lie, Will and Zlatan been on to you. Statistically, he comes very close to Caicedo. Yeah, and statistically, Henderson comes close to Barella. Where do we go from here, brother? All this, all this statistically crap.
Ben told me that.
Yeah. I think it was Henderson or Elliott. I think it was.
It was. I know Harvey Elliott compared to like the best attacking midfielders.
Yes, exactly. And we're all sat here like he's not really a midfielder. So like selection statistically doesn't mean anything. Aren't you the biggest eye test merchant as well? Selection, but you want to use stats when it suits you.
Oh no, Henderson's best comparisons, Frankie De Jong.
That's why I don't use statistics.
You know what?
Anyway,
the best thing you can do, is go through Liverpool's FBref and pick out a player and go look at their top 10 most similar players. The names you'll see there sometimes are mental. They're absolutely mental. I've done it with like Salah because the names they suggest for Salah, and I judged it by like you're going to play on the right wing, you're going to get me 40 GA a season. When you go to Mo Salah's most similar players, do you want to know who number one is? Donny Marlon. Donny Marlon. Then it's Moussa Diaby. Vinicius Junior is only third. Serge Gnabry's fourth. Martinelli's fifth. Ferran Torres is sixth. Marco Asensio is seventh. Raheem Sterling is eighth. Leroy Sané is ninth, and Rafael Leao just squeaks in at 10.
He doesn't pass the eye test selection.
Marco Asensio is more similar to Mo Salah than Rafael Leao. And Leroy Sané is what we're getting told.
This is wild. Big up to you, selection, though. Big up to you, selection. Listen, big up selection. Big up to Sumit. Big up to Messi, Chombe, Sidi, Felipe, Sean, Bilal, Liberty, Will, and Zlatan for the super chats. Big up to you guys. Make sure you're all slapping the like button. Make sure you're all subscribing. 500 people are here. We want 250 likes. Slap that like button now. Subscribe to This Is Football. This very second, please do like the video. Please do subscribe to This Is Football. Final topic. Future of Liverpool Football Club. Don't want to keep you guys for too long. Next captain. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, knowing our club, it's probably going to happen. We end up selling both. Where do we go from here? What happens?
Even if they don't, we need a new captain after this. I said that earlier. Even if he stays, take it off him.
Me and you agree, but tell me why you want Trent as captain.
I hate how
Kurdish we have different reasons.
He hates that I'm happy. Did you hear that? And you see how I started the show? I say it's about uplifting Ben, and it's about being there for him. And he says he hates how happy I am. There we go.
My one for Trent is that I just see comparisons as to what we did with Stevie. So we had Hupia, who was established, one of the best centre-backs in the league. And we took the armband off him to give to an upcoming player who was then going to go on to captain the team for the rest of his career. And people will tell me, oh, Trent's not a leader. I disagree with that. I think there's been 2 seasons where we've had to rely on Trent to sort of do everything. The COVID one was Trent and Salah. Those 2 players carried us to top 4. But both situations where I know last season didn't quite work out, but we needed the team to bounce back. Trent was the one that led us through that. So he didn't go missing when it got tough. I know it took him a while last season to get into it. But I'd just give it Trent. He's 24. He's going to be here for another 10 years minimum. I don't really see the point in giving the armband to somebody that's going to be here for probably 2 more seasons, because then we're changing again. Just give it to your long-term player now, and then let them crack on with it for a long time. You know, Gerrard had it for over a decade. Henderson's had it since Gerrard left was 2015. So I don't want to keep chopping and changing. I just want to have it as one player. That's the Liverpool captain. Let him cook. If it's not Trent, then for me it would be Salah. It's between those 2. And I get the shots for Alisson, but I just have a weird thing about goalkeepers being captains. I just don't think they can do as much from being in goal.
There is no way we agree again, bro. What is the shit?
Oh, my
bar
Lord.
for bar, I said I don't want goalkeepers to be the captain. You know that? Bar for bar, I said that yesterday.
There's nothing against Alisson. Yeah.
I have lovely visions of the holy goalie with the armband. Lovely visions of the holy goalie with the armband.
Shouldn't be a goalkeeper.
Why shouldn't it be a goalkeeper?
All 3 agree. Let's go.
Yeah, why shouldn't it be a goalkeeper though?
Listen, you can't give me enough game-changing moments where I say you deserve to be captain. It's the same thing about Jordan Henderson.
Oh, we're doing emotion vibes. I want game.
Of course we are. It's the captain. The captain has to be emotion.
So are we saying all these brilliant saves that Alisson pulls off for us?
No, I love Alisson. Listen,
are they not game changing moments?
It's not that.
I look at
Alisson has
Alisson
to
and
be
he's
one
the most
man.
consistent. He's the most consistent bar Salah. But I would have given it to Salah as well. I think I said this on TAT yesterday. I'd have given it to Salah if I had more assurances that he was here long term. But I don't know how long he's going to be here, so I'm not going to do it. I look at Alisson, I see someone who's here for the next 3, 4, 5 years minimum, who has been the epitome of consistency since he's joined. He's had 1 or 2 bad games in the season where he went through a very traumatic event and then scored the biggest goal of that season off a corner to go get us Champions League football. He's done it with great defence in front of him. He's done it with awful defence in front of him. And he's done it with Reece Williams in front of him. He's just there and he leads by example. In the big moments, Alisson always turns up. I look at that and I go
disputing that.
I go look at the other ones as well. The idea that a goalkeeper, I'm not saying you're saying this, but the idea that goalkeepers don't make good captains. No successful team has a goalkeeper as a captain. Bayern Munich are one of the most successful teams the past decade, and Manuel Neuer's been their captain for donkey's years. The French national team, when they won the World Cup in 2018, had the Hugo Lloris as their captain. There are successful teams in the past. There are successful teams in the past who've had their goalies, their captain.
Did this guy just use Lloris as an example?
Again, I was just saying examples. Do you want me to go to Gianluigi Buffon? Ike Casillas?
Yeah, but those are like Listen, Tom.
Oh, so now I give you right. So I give you actual ones. You sit there, go, no. I give you
No,
the
but
real
I
one.
told you
You don't
yesterday,
want
it's
it.
just a preference. I don't like the keeper being my captain. It's a preference. I'd rather it be an outfield player. And I think Trent's going to be here his whole career. And I think he has leadership qualities and he's very vocal. It's not just about emotions.
You just remember seeing Trent tell Henderson to fuck off.
Tom is doing law of averages because actually, if you look through football, there's been more centre mid, and just by law of averages, you are going to get the odd keeper who becomes a great captain. So you've gone Casillas, Buffon, Schmeichel, Czech, yeah, great. But I can give you 10 midfielders just in one team and so on.
That's fine because in most teams you've got 3 midfielders and 1 goalkeeper. So
and that's what I'm saying. Those law of averages. So when I'm looking at quality, there is actually more of a proven science. You could argue just by the numbers that the captains are better on the pitch, and for that reason, and the reason of leading example and everything else, and being the most influential player in Liverpool for the last 23 years. The captain has to go to Virgil van Dijk. The captaincy has to go to Virgil van Dijk.
Do you think, though, in a similar situation to do you think, though, Van Dijk suffers from a similar thing with Hyypiä where his performances dip a little bit when he's got the captain's armband at times?
No.
I don't think Virgil to be captain either, I'm going to be honest with
you. No, there's a couple of things, right? First and foremost, he deserves it. As I say, he is your most influential player in 23 years, whether you like that or not. Liverpool let me tell you why. Can you just let me don't interrupt?
Salah's more influential.
Okay, that's great. But look,
Trent's more influential, by the way.
Salah, I could argue, yes. But let me tell you why. We're all about the same age. Tom's a bit younger. But in our time, Husam, Ben, myself, you, Tom, we did not see a top-level centre-back at our club. Hyypiä was the closest thing. Then we saw a little bit of Aga. But we've never had a centre-back at our club in our whole time.
So good.
Think about it, though, Husam. We've not had a top-level centre-back. Virgil van Dijk came in. He's the only top-level centre-back we've seen in our lifetime. The real top. And he's the real reason we won the Premier League and we won everything else, because a real difference maker at the back changes everything. And I don't want to do you've been to Anfield prop, but if you watch Virgil van Dijk when the camera's not on him, but Tom, Ben, you guys have been, and Husam, inshallah, one day you go, bro. Yeah. You'll see the control and the leadership he has off the ball. I remember I was at the game. Do you remember when we beat Leicester 4-0 the season we won the Premier League just before COVID? I was sat next to Harvey Barnes' dad that game. And I remember watching Virgil, Husam, it was like he was orchestrating them. It was like he was playing chess. He was telling Trent to go. He would say, Trent, this far. And he would be bringing them back, mate. And I was just watching him going, this guy is I've never had a centre-back like this in my club. And he, to me, revolutionized everything. And he is the best player. I understand Salah is close, but if I'm just here or there, he's not first, he's second. They're both world class.
Consistency is king, Carlos.
Yeah. I'm not talking about consistency. I'm talking about talent. And on his day, I believe Virgil van Dijk is probably one of
on his day. Why do you want Pogba on Twitter? Because you're on his day merchant. That's what you are.
Listen, just let me land. Virgil van Dijk has done everything, and is the perfect example of why a player should be captain. He revolutionized. We never, ever, ever had a defender in our lifetime. We've not seen a top-level defender in our lifetime until he came.
Jamie Carragher didn't drop that Istanbul performance to be.
Oh, Thomas
is not top class.
Listen, lock it off. He's giving me Jamie Carragher compared to Virgil.
Istanbul's performance because he did 3 goals that day.
Okay, Jamie Carragher is also the reason we didn't concede a 4th. Well, one of the main reasons anyway.
Carragher prop. I can lie. I dislike him.
I love Virgil van Dijk. You can tell him he's my favourite player.
I wouldn't be mad at Virgil getting the armband.
His favourite player by far.
I wouldn't be mad at it either. But I just want Trent to be it because I think he's gonna be it for the next 15 years. Like
that's what I think.
I just think with Van Dijk, I think he's one of the ones like Hyypiä who might suffer. The performance suffers a little bit when the captain. And I don't mean that overall it drops. I mean there's moments where it suffers, and when you're a player who has such high standards.
By the way, while you're speaking, address the super chat because I'm not going to read that.
Oh, thank you, Captain South. At least someone's got some sense in the comments. But yeah, I look at that and I don't want to put unnecessary pressure on Van Dijk, especially as after last season where the criticism ramped up on him. I was for. Was I 4? No, I was 3, I think. I was 3.
Hey, big up Joe
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Big up Joe, man.
I was 4 for the FA Cup final. I was 4 for the FA Cup final.
Talking about Carragher. Get out of here.
But no, I just think it could be another situation where Van Dijk's performances might suffer a little bit if he's captain. I don't want to put that pressure on. I just
suffered last season though, so I don't see Virgil being as bad as he was last season.
I don't think any of our world-class players are going to be as bad, simply based on the 1 game a week factor. And this is where we have to also be objective about Klopp. I can't lie to you. In those group stage games, I better not see any of the class players, honestly. I'm not trying to see anyone in the group stages. Knockout stage, I hear you, Klopp, but don't be playing them against fucking Toulouse and shit. That's
Who do you mean? Like Salah and Trent?
Yeah, the world-class players. Trent, Van Dijk, Salah. By the way, I'd even include Konate in that because he's injury-prone. I ain't trying to see him in no Europa League group stage game. I'd say Thiago and Alisson. All of these guys I don't want. And by the way, speaking of Alisson, I just want to say quickly one thing. If Kelleher leaves and Adrian is our second choice goalkeeper, my brain is gonna like explode on this channel. I'm telling you right now.
That's gonna happen. That's why he's signed the contract.
Yeah, go Peter Luger.
Yeah, I'm like this whole people are talking about like, you know, Kelleher and stuff. Kelleher cannot leave. I trust Kelleher. I do not trust Adrian at all. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here so the people watching on the replay can enjoy it. Big up to you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It was actually a lovely show, man. I think we should do this more often. You know, Kurdish came on a primetime show where it's not an FSG topic, so he doesn't have to bitch for the next month. Big up to you guys. I love you all for joining us. It was an absolutely unbelievable episode. Make sure you come back at 11:15 p.m. UK time. Inshallah, we're running Al Ahwa episode 6. We're going to be talking Onana. We're going to be talking a couple of Liverpool topics. Big up to Bilal, Liberty, Wills, Latan, Sean, Felipe, Sidi, Chombe, Messi FC, Summit Selection, and Captain Sal. You had the shit super chat, Captain Sal. But everyone else, thank you so much for your super chats.
Captain Sal, that was a fantastic super chat. Real good.
Make sure you're all subscribing to the channel. Share the video everywhere as well. Hit that notification bell. We're going to go around the lovely panel. They're going to let you know where you can find them. Kurdish, where can people find you, my brother?
Hey, it's KurdishBall93 on Twitter, man. Causing carnage, picking fights with Ben. That's what I do on the day-to-day, but on the whole, it's all love. It's always all love, man. Subscribe to this channel. Hit all the likes, man. Follow button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Football Wars, this is football. And listen, hopefully, not to upset Ben, but hopefully in 48 hours, the weekend is done and Jordan Henderson's enjoying the lovely weather in Saudi with a beautiful kebab and biryani and rice and the whole works, my brother. And listen, I wish him the best. That's all I will say.
Big up to you, Kurdish, man. Big up to you. Tom, where can people find you?
Tom with a one on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, the works. YouTube should be coming back soon.
You love saying that as well. You just love saying it.
What?
You just love saying the works. Like we gave you credit for it once, and you just spam the shit out of that word.
It's just what I say. It's a Scouse thing.
Is it just me, or does Tom Little look a little bit like a white Mickey Mouse? 100%. He looks like it.
Where the fuck does that come from?
That's gonna be my next intro, Tom. I'm warning you. Big up to you, Tom. And of course, Ben, thank you so much for joining us, my brother. Where can people find you?
Yeah, just drop me a follow on Twitter, SMX LFC. Trying to secure the bag with the new thing that Elon's brought out. So drop me a follow on there, and yeah, help me earn some money.
I might need to go get myself a blue tick as well. I can't like this. Anyway, love you all. I will see you guys back at 11:15 p.m. Inshallah. See you guys, man. Love.